Guy Tall. He's Director of Strategic Relations with Limelight Networks. Guy, thank you very much for joining us.
Absolutely.
Guy, of all the content you guys move, what types constitute the biggest portions?
The biggest portion today is definitely video. Probably accounts for over 50% of all of the traffic moved on the internet in general. That's followed by about 25% just non-video web traffic. So the majority is definitely video. That's been the biggest growth in the last few years.
So video is the biggest, and what about cloud applications, software as a service, platform as a service?
Cloud computing is definitely a market that's growing. We believe in the next few years it's going to be a multi-billion-dollar, if it's not already, a multi-billion-dollar industry. For our company's perspective, we see a lot of growth there in the next couple of years. As overall percentage of our traffic, it's relatively small right now, but we're rolling out some products in the next year to 2 years that we feel is going to cause quite a stir in the industry.
So the traffic right now, cloud traffic, is low because you don't have a product necessarily to
Right. We provide infrastructure for other cloud providers, Amazon being one of them, for example, which is one of the largest cloud providers today. But as far as our own offering, it's still in the works and will be released soon.
Who are your biggest competitors in the CDN world today, and how do you compete with them?
Well, in the world, I would say we really only have one competitor, which is the largest CDN, Akamai. If you break it down regionally, there's pockets where we have competitors that aren't relevant globally, but in any given market, they can, definitely be a competitor. Korea, China. In the U.S., there's a couple of competitors that are specific to that region, but globally, we only have one competitor.
So who are some of the strongest players in the U.S.?
In the U.S., it would be us, Akamai, and Level 3. There's another maybe 24 or so CDN offerings, but they're not anyone we really compete with.
How many servers do you guys have, and how many locations today?
Well, it doesn't sound very impressive. We have over 15,000 servers in 80 plus locations. So as far as the number of servers, it's not an impressive number like some of the other content providers, including Akamai and Google, Yahoo, Microsoft, Facebook. But what is impressive is that for such a small number of servers, we actually, on a lot of different rating scales, are rated as anywhere in the between 1 and 5, top 5 traffic origination in the world. So we do a lot with a little. So it's impressive in that respect, but we don't have the multi-million server deployment that some other people have.
Mm-hmm. So I was going to ask you if you guys have your own data centers, and obviously with the amount of infrastructure you have, there's no need for it.
That's correct.
So maybe a more interesting question would be, do you ever see a company like yours needing its own data center?
Not with our current product set. If we ever expand into new markets, it might make more sense. What we do is we co-locate at neutral data centers, carrier neutral data centers, and let them take care of the power and the cooling and the data center design, and then we just use their infrastructure for that.
You guys launched the Arizona Internet Exchange at I/O data centers in Phoenix in January. Why does a CDN business need to operate an Internet Exchange?
Well, that's a good question. Having better internet connectivity is a passion of our engineering team. We feel that the better interconnected networks, the internet service providers, the carriers, the content providers are, the better performance that end users get, and the better performance that content producers get. So really, it's a way to try to bolster the internet ecosystem here in Phoenix, to to make Phoenix a relevant portion of the internet map here in the United States. We have a few people that have experience with internet exchanges, either at past jobs or just creating large switch fabrics, which is what we do for our specialty. And when IO data centers said that they wanted to have an internet exchange in their data center to help with, to help bolster their data center offerings, they didn't have the expertise for that. So we partnered together to provide that service for IO data.
Okay, thank you very much.
Absolutely.